Hello, everyone. Those who don't know me, my name is Derek Harrison, and I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm creating a YouTube page about African Americans going back to Africa and why we should go back to Africa. The number one problems that I see, we have too many lip service in America who claim to be pro Africa, but they're not pro Africa because they're not doing anything for Africa in the behalf of Africa. Just because you're learning the culture of Africa does not make you pro African for pro Africa whatsoever because you're not doing nothing for the land that you call your home. You're not moving there. You're not creating a community there. You're not establishing business there. You're not marrying the people of Africa there at all. You're not doing anything for Africa. You complain about how the Europeans, the Americans, the Chinese raping and pillaging the people of Africa, the wealth of Africa. You complain that Africa got everything in the world, which is a legitimate complaint, and the poorest continent in the world. Like I said, it is a legitimate complaint. But what are you doing other than lip serving? Me, I lived in Africa for 2.5 years. I have a wife in Ghana. I have a son in Ghana. And I plan to return back to Africa. And I'm going to reestablish myself there and make myself part of the community. Now, Ghana is opening the doors for people to go, Black Americans to go back. And I am trying to jump on that bandwagon and get some pro African, pro um, community to come with me to build a true community from the ground up. I have the plans, but I don't have the people. I don't have true people who wish to do this. Africa needs so much, and the number one thing they need fresh, new blood to go into Africa. Africa have a brain drain. All the best and the brightest people leave Africa, and when they go back, they retired. They don't want to work no more. They don't want to deal with it. We need people who have the mindset and the brains, the capacity and the wherewithal to go to Africa and build that community in Africa from the ground up, not depending on the government of Africa, whatever country we settle in Africa. Because I have connections in Uganda, I have connections in Gambia, I have connections in Nigeria. So, whatever country we choose to settle in as a community, which we could settle in several communities, several countries at one time, we do not need these Negroes in the community who call another black man Uncle Tom because he think different from you. If he don't think like you, that's his right. Only thing he need to do is be black and willing to build the community. I do not want people that our number one problem. If a person don't think like I do, he got to be an Uncle Tom. He's not a Democrat. I think y'all stupid for thinking for Democrats anyway. That's another whole story. And even if you vote Republican, that's a whole nother story. I don't know why black people don't have their own party, period. Or go take over another party, which is the Libertarian Party. But you want to be in the Socialist Party and all that stuff, that's fine. But you cannot be always fighting with our black people over the way they think or what He's a socialist, he's a capitalist, he's this, he's that, so he can't be in this community. No, no. We need people who want to build a new community in Africa, like a new police station, a new hospital, a new high school. And then once we build those things, we start building homes in that area with streets according to U.S. standards. U.S. standards, not the country we moving to standards. Some got some good standards, and some questionable. So on my new YouTube channel, that's what we're gonna discuss. People coming to America, Americans going back to Ghana, going back to Gambia, going to Uganda, going anywhere in Africa in masses, and building a community in Africa. We're not going to be dilly dallying around. We're going to raise the funds here in the U.S., then put all our materials together here in the U.S., put it on the ship, and take off. Build it. Establish businesses there. I know establishing a business in Africa is tricky. In Ghana, it's very tricky. If you want to get businesses there, you're gonna have to pay bribes. But there, I have a way to get around those paying bribes situation. To get things done, there's a way of getting everything done. Because I live there, I know the ins and outs of Ghana, and there are other people who know the ins and outs of Ghana who live there, who visit there, and I suggest that we go en masse, not one person at a time. We need to get at least 200 to 300 people at a time to go to Ghana and start a new community. That is my call out to everyone to go to Ghana and start a new community. You or any African continent country on the continent of Africa. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do a YouTube live when when it gets started. I will let you know, and what time of day. And then once I start getting more people coming to my channel, then I will have a question and answer instead of me sitting back preaching. I need dialogue. Please come to my channel and dialogue with me about going on masses to Africa, arranging a new community to go to Africa. We're gonna do everything legal, everything. So quit. Don't worry about, oh, he's taking my money. No, we're gonna set up a special account, a non-profit organization that's gonna handle that, and we're gonna get an outside auditor, an outside accountant to keep track of everything. That is my goal. I don't believe being somewhere and you're miserable and going and complain and don't do nothing about it. So if you want to leave America, you want to go to Africa, come and join me. Is create this community and start creating our community before we go, and know what the roles that we all share and hold, because we are going there on masses, and I can make those arrangements that we would need to get this done. Please come to my channel, support me to get this done. Thank you, and I will see you on my YouTube channel.